All right, Beer Night followers, this is episode 18 of Beer Night, and we're talking sports. We got sports entertainment breaking news from yesterday.
Sports entertainment?
Yes.
Is that like
sports?
You mean
in
entertainment
July?
masquerading as sports?
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Yes. You have to be
Sports in
athletic to do
July?
it. Yeah, there's some sports. It's still going on.
There's-
52 weeks a
There's
year.
baseball.
Yeah,
There was
we'll talk baseball in a minute.
The British Open just passed.
We'll talk about that too in a little bit. Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Kennedy? His
his
middle
name-
name is- I know it's Vincent K.
I think it's Kennedy.
Kennedy.
I think it's Kennedy Jr. Yeah. He has officially, completely, 100% retired from WWE. He is out. He's done. He is no longer acting CEO. He is no longer acting as the creative control of every aspect of WWE. He is done.
Question.
Gone. Bye-bye.
Question.
Yes.
This hadn't already happened yet?
No, he's 77 years old, and he was
Exactly.
He's running the show. He's still running the show. Still going
You
on.
really feel like he's been running the show?
Yes, he has been running the show creatively.
Vincent Kennedy.
He is the
Has not been
save-
relevant
yes, I
since
know.
the 2000s.
Yeah.
But we're going to assume in 2022
I mean,
that
he-
him
he's
retiring.
still, completely. It's that whole WWE backstage and creative and everything is all in flux right now.
Oh,
It's gonna
well,
be
color me
kinda-
surprised. I thought it was
Yeah.
years ago.
True.
Hey, I want
It's
that
not
job
the-
where I could be
not the attitude
CEO
era anymore.
and feel like I've already retired 20
Yeah.
years ago and
Yeah.
still not relevant.
But yeah, I mean, it's just big news, big freaking news. He's done. He's
Why?
completely
Why
done.
is it so big?
So because that Vince McMahon is WWE. He is the product.
Can we
And
we
like
pump,
creative, like
can we
everything
pump
that
the brakes here?
hold on,
That's like
everything that goes on the show is
That's like saying that-
checkmarked by
that's-
Vince McMahon.
okay. That's like
creatively.
great, good for him. That's like saying the owner is the team.
Well,
Stop.
he is pretty much. Yeah.
No, the owner is
Everything you see on TV is his.
The owner
ideas
is the
and-
team.
Hold on.
Stop it. The owner is not the team in any
I
sport.
don't know, but
The talent
sports
is.
entertainment.
The talent is.
It's true. It's true somewhat. Yeah, but Vince
What
McMahon-
would the Attitude Era be without fucking Stone Cold and Shawn
Vince
Michaels
McMahon.
and Triple H and The Rock?
Vince McMahon.
Without that talent, Vince
Mhm.
McMahon ain't doing shit.
That's true.
It would be like saying Jerry Jones retired from the Cowboys. I'm pretty sure there would be a party because I'm
Oh, yeah,
pretty
big
sure
time,
Jerry
big time.
Jones has not contributed anything to the Cowboys since the 90s.
No.
I put Jerry
Hey.
Jones and Vince McMahon right up there as far
Hey.
as
Easy now.
Easy. You're giving
We don't
Jerry
want
Jones
real
too much
sports
credit.
bleeding over into this segment.
Jerry Jones too much credit here.
He might be right, actually. I might not put Jerry Jones quite in Vincent K's category. Vincent Kennedy's category,
Yeah.
excuse me. I might not quite put Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones? I mean, let's be real. Get your sorry ass off camera.
God.
Will you fill your quota in every game and how many times you need to be shown on camera?
He's got to fill the quota. Was it 10? Like every
It's at least 20. Come
I
on.
mean 20.
10?
Yeah.
That's modest.
Yeah, I'm lowballing it there. But yeah, that's my big breaking news for wrestling. You know, it's WWE's in flux right now. I don't know what's
so if it's
going
not Vince
on.
McMahon, who is it?
So it's going to be run by his doofus son-in-law Triple H and Stephanie
Hasn't Triple H
McMahon.
been running it for a while now?
He's been running somewhat aspects of it. He had to retire from the ring. He had a massive heart attack not too
Yeah,
long
I
ago.
remember
So he
hearing
had to
about that.
retire. So he's back, kind of running things, and so is Stephanie. But like a lot of that, like Kevin Dunn too. He's probably gonna be gone too from the company as well, which is good because I fucking hate his camera work.
Who the fuck is Kevin
zooming.
Dunn?
So he's like the director, I think.
You know what?
He directs all
You
the
know what?
cameras and shit, like all the zoom ins and outs.
Forget I asked. Like,
Whatever. I think we're done.
give
We're
a
done.
fuck.
And
Kevin
ladies
Dunn
and
is-
gentlemen, this is the best we can do for sports in July.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the best we can do.
Welcome to July
Yes.
sports. How about that All-Star game in baseball?
All Star, huh? I like the Home Run Derby is pretty good. I like watching Albert Pujols. It was pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Old man
to
Albert.
see. Hit some home runs, hit some dingers. Other than that, it was
My name's Albert, and I hit dingers.
Yeah, it does. It's the dingers. All Star game it's All Star game. Kind of pointless.
I feel like All-Star games in every sport has gone downhill from what it was 10, 20 years ago.
It's not.
Because honestly, MLB.
We have time.
Honestly, MLB probably does it the best.
Interesting.
Kind of. Yeah, come on.
Because it's gimmicky, it's stupid, but home field advantage in the World Series is determined by the All Star Game.
All-Star Game, yeah.
So, it means something, I guess.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Don't watch baseball.
Don't ever torture yourself into watching the Pro Bowl. It's
Oh God, who watches that? Still like 24 million people. watch that
awful.
thing.
Can you believe the fucking
still
power of
people
football?
fucking
They had
watch
to
that.
ship it.
Oh my God.
Garbage.
Who is watching the Pro Bowl? Like a
24
lot of
million.
people. You probably bet on it.
God.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, the Pro Bowl is the most garbage thing. It's two-hand touch.
Yeah, who's betting on how many tackles there is in the whole game? I don't fucking know.
It is mind-numbing to watch that fucking game.
It's horrible.
I'd rather watch preseason football.
It's a Giants. No, you don't.
Yeah.
It's a second place ribbon the entire game. And they're hoping for, hey, you remember we used to take you to Hawaii?
Yeah.
Guess what? Now we're going to do it in Florida,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Which is just as cool, right?
Yeah, great. Florida.
Only if you're on Key West.
But the basketball
so,
All-Star
here-
is pretty decent.
It is in the fourth quarter.
In the fourth quarter,
The
right?
game itself is garbage until the fourth quarter. Here's the one redeeming quality of the NBA All Star Game is they at least put on a show because you get to see kind of a lot of athleticism and a lot of trick shit and kind of cool stuff and goofy shots, and Steph will pull up from half court and swish a three, and LeBron will throw it off the backboard and like launch from the dotted line and dunk. And it's fun, I guess. It's like schoolyard shit. And then in the fourth quarter they actually play defense, and maybe it's a tight game. So that's probably the only All Star game I watch is the NBA. But I feel like at least in baseball, they kind of care about it a little bit more, even though I don't watch it
a little bit. I mean, the home run derby I think is better. They have like a 3-minute time limit to hit as many home runs as you can. You can pause. You can take a timeout in the middle if you want, which is it's really better than the 10 outs, right? You get 10 outs or whatever, but like you fucking sitting there forever waiting for your pitch to hit. It's really quick.
Yeah,
it's really quick.
Yeah, the time limit speeds up.
It speeds it
So
up.
here's the thing about the home run derbies: it's not much of a novelty anymore because
Steroids.
maybe it's not quite that. Not quite that.
That was
but,
98.
But maybe this is more of a comment on the sport as a whole. But every game is a home run derby now. Because that's all they try to do is hit it out.
Home runs. Yeah.
They don't go for base hits anymore. Stealing bases is a thing of the past. Or like the percentage of like base stealing and that kind of strategy to the game is completely gone. Like it's all about strikeouts and home runs. Yeah. And so like the home run derby is kind of like, oh look, more home runs.
Yeah.
And imagine digging for content in July. This is what the talking heads on ESPN have to deal with too. Hey, relevant sports. Who's got something? Batman. Batman is hot right now. Let me tell you.
Batman.
And I know both of you, because you busted out the coasters from earlier. You're a huge Broncos fan, and you're a Browns fan for whatever godly reason. A lot of talk, especially with some of the free agency signings earlier on. I mean, with your prospective teams. Are you hopeful, or is it just another team where
I'm just watching?
Just watching?
Just watching
Russell Wilson do his thing? Yeah. We'll see how
just watching.
That's going to be a tough division.
Yeah.
Fucking Chiefs.
Glad you're here to tell us these things.
this just saying AFC West is going to be relevant this year.
Chargers. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough division.
And the Raiders.
Sleep on the Raiders.
Yes, you should.
Hopefully. The Browns, it kind of dwells on
I
the
want to
suspension.
know where is the quarterback controversy? Because you guys have like 11 quarterbacks right now trying to figure out if Watson's going to figure it out.
Mixed in with the ghost of Baker Mayfield still hanging around there. Those progressive commercials still hanging around the
That's
stadium.
going to be a great commercial. Fucking have Baker Mayfield be a ghost. Just haunt that stadium.
You realize those commercials are the best thing the Browns have done in like 20 years, right?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe longer.
Probably. I agree with that.
And now they're gone.
Beyond wasting Nick Chubb's career, by all means.
So Brissett, I think, is going to hold the fourth quarterback They just signed Rosen, I think his name is. Yeah, Rosen.
Joshy boy.
Hopefully he never plays it down for us because he is garbage.
Easy. I mean,
so
serviceable. Of all the backup quarterbacks, especially with
Fitzmagic.
Fitzmagic retiring. I mean, I hope to God Josh Rosen figures it out, because if you look at his Twitter profile, his background picture is from the Dolphins. His actual picture is from the day he was signed. I mean,
and then
he's a man without a country.
And his feed is just full of, the last time he threw touchdown passes at UCLA.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever throw any in the Cardinals where he was drafted. I don't know.
The quotation was the biggest thing that threw him off, that he was trying to beat Tom Brady, which, good luck. I mean, God bless you if you're trying, but
starting off.
Was
really,
he trying
really
to beat
bad.
Tom Brady at an age contest? I mean, he's got him beat there. He's younger.
Yeah,
what else are you going to do?
I'm going to play till I'm 50, back up till 50. You're going to be third string, bro.
He ain't backing anybody up 3 years from now.
Probably not.
But I mean, if you look at what Baker Mayfield's been able to accomplish, there's a wheel that basically he goes around where he tries to remain relevant, ends up messing up, then some reason blaze it on the media, has a couple of good games, and
so for Baker Mayfield
really,
this past season, he was injured majority of this past season. The last season, where they went to the playoffs and beat the Steelers, right? A phenomenal season.
Yeah,
phenomenal
beat
season.
the fucking the hated Steelers.
Yeah, in Heinz Field. So Heinz Field, the last
first playoff game, the fucking Browns have won in like a century.
So they'll be the last team to win a game in the playoffs at Heinz Field. And Heinz Field's no more. So.
Are we really going to talk about Baker Mayfield, quote unquote, messing up? They just signed Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. He'll be suspended either.
Baker may say something stupid, but I mean, what did he really do to piss anybody off or mess up? They signed Deshaun Watson.
I really thought Baker Mayfield was going to be our franchise quarterback. I really did.
Well, but think about what the Panthers are walking into now too. You have Baker Mayfield and
Sam
Darnold. And the ghost of Cam Newton, as far as figuring out,
I'm back
to throw interceptions.
No,
he's not. That was a bad mistake. Twice.
Yeah.
But one of the situations where, I don't. This football season, I'm very much looking forward to, as far as what Jimmy G is really the last
kind
card.
But nobody wants him.
Nobody wants him. Nobody, because of the contract. And
Baker has to win that job. He has to win that job for his reputation.
Mm-hmm.
Unless
he has to play week one.
The only way his reputation can be saved if he doesn't win that job is if Sam Darnold comes out and has a great season, which I don't see happening.
No, I don't either. He's a pretty garbage quarterback.
You heard it here.
Yeah. Newsflash. But he has to win that job, and he has to start for that team and play serviceably. I don't think he's got to kill it. I think he has a little bit of leeway because he came from the Browns, with all due respect.
Let's be serious. There's no respect. They're shit.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. What happened? You're a fucking Browns fan. What happened? He had one fucking bad season. How many bad quarterback seasons have the Browns had? And they're like, you have one. They're like, oh, our expectations are so high. You can't suck for 1 year.
I'll divert it though, because I will tell you, I'm a diehard Chargers fan. So we're the West Coast Browns, and the one thing that was the big ultimatum for me was that Chargers-Browns game last year.
I was there.
I swear to God, just unplugged the scoreboard, because our defenses were so terrible that it was just.
It was a high-scoring game too. It was like 40 each or some shit.
And the Browns,
they're right there with them.
They were playing amazing, and then like clockwork, they went Browns.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, all of a sudden it's a shootout. So it's a shootout in the fourth quarter. We're scoring like gangbusters, and they're matching us every score. You know what? Let's run it 3 downs in a row and then punt it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Just do Brown things.
What the fuck was that? Why are we talking about a regular season Browns-Chargers game
from last year? I have no idea.
Because that's sports in July.
It was so bad. I'm still mad at that game, and I don't like either of those teams, and I'm still mad. I was watching going like, this is a great fucking game, His Browns are actually doing something. The Chargers actually look respectable. And I'm like, this is a great fucking game. And then all of a sudden the Browns go Browns. And they're like, wait a minute. Pass the fucking ball. Baker's been thrown out of his mind. Why?
I don't know.
Stupid. Anyway.
Take it back to relevant sports. So we've got the NBA finals, kind of, and then all of the...
Was that like 3 months ago?
Yeah, we're a little behind on that.
Again,
Yeah, we are behind. I mean,
I don't know where you guys are
I
at.
enjoyed it. It was good. It was good. It was fun.
Good series.
You guys want to talk about hockey?
Fuck Boston.
In a minute.
Hockey's
Fuck Boston.
already over, too. I mean, hockey's over.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the
What
Warriors.
happened to hockey? Is something happened to hockey?
Absolutely.
Other than the season ending?
Blockbuster trade happened.
They do trades in hockey?
They do. And they try to remain relevant. Almost $10 million a year if you were a player. That's the big number comparatively to anything else. But
Yeah, what did fucking
$230 million
some
guaranteed.
Yahoo in baseball just signed for like $400 million Cruz or
yeah,
something?
I know. That's why hockey isn't relevant. But if you remember from the hockey playoffs, battle for Alberta, Calgary got beat so badly that they had to trade their 2 top players and got a little bit in return.
So I don't understand this. You got beat so badly, so you have to trade your top 2 players? That doesn't really make sense.
Everybody, the Flames were the darlings for
Rebuild.
going to the Cup, and now they're all of a sudden in a rebuild season, which makes absolutely no sense. But they've been able to salvage it. You know, Johnny Trudeau is now at the Blue Jackets, Columbus Blue Jackets, and then this morning, a bunch of players.
It's a fucking pro hockey team in Columbus. That sounds an awful lot like a minor league hockey team to me.
Columbus, Ohio?
Really,
Columbus.
what's the difference?
Columbus, the pro team. Columbus.
Right.
I mean,
I knew that. I'm just being a smart ass.
Columbus is the capital of Ohio. So. Are we talking about a different Columbus?
Anyway.
I drove through Columbus. About a month back. I drove through Columbus. It's there.
It's there.
It's there. It definitely looks like a minor league baseball town. I'm surprised they have a professional hockey team.
Right.
But,
They're trying to fit as many
Blind
sports
squirrel
into
finds
Ohio as they can fit, and they're never relevant. So it's one of those things. But Colorado ended up winning it all, much despite my hatred for them. But Colorado just, when they were on the ice, it was a different team.
Yeah.
And
smoked everybody.
Hopefully they don't break it up.
They didn't they have one 6-game series though that was pretty good? Was that at St. Louis?
It was
St. Louis, yeah. St. Louis is tough.
But they
St.
actually,
Louis is a few years removed from a cup too, so they're still pretty good.
the big thing was that Colorado ran into their goaltender, and then their backup had to start, and their backup is actually on the Red Wings now. So they're breaking up that team kind of systematically, and that's the beautiful thing about free agency. Much like basketball now, there is no loyalty as far as teams are concerned. It's just kind of, what have you done for me lately as far as chasing for that championship?
Loyalty's gone now.
So in basketball, I don't know. Maybe you guys can correct me. I think this is all a bunch of fucking white noise. Like, I think Kevin Durant's making a bunch of noise. He's going to be in Brooklyn next year.
Yeah, no one's trading for him. The asking price is way too much. He's 34, 35 right now. Durant, he's up there.
34 sounds better.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
He's up there in
Might be
age, man.
35.
Like, you're gonna get an older Durant, and it could be brittle. He's had some pretty bad injuries.
I want to see if the Lakers can manage to somehow, by miracle, offload Russell Westbrook. I don't think it's going to happen. But if they fucking somehow, it's like it's going to be a magic trick.
Magic trick and Russell.
They're trying. They're trying.
Yeah, and what's the center's face's name? I can't remember.
Anthony Davis?
Anthony Davis.
Did you say the center's face's name?
Yeah, what's his
What's
Is
his
he power
face's
forward?
name?
Yeah. His face.
Oh, what's his face's name?
Yeah.
I thought you were like, what's his face is name?
Drunk Cursive
Yeah.
brought to you by.
We haven't gotten the whiskey yet.
It's getting there. We're getting there.
But I think it's regardless of sport, it's whoever chirps the loudest, because I was, again, sorry to bring it back to football, but Kyler Murray got the brakes beat off of him during that divisional round with the Rams, and it was bad.
Yeah, it was garbage.
Well, to be fair, the Rams did win the Super Bowl and had
They did.
fucking
They had great
hellacious
defense, too.
Yeah,
Great defense. So,
but yes, he got his ass beat.
you did.
But then you give him, what was it?
That's all kids, still,
8-year, $230 $39 million contract.
I'm
like,
okay
with
he's
it.
young.
I'm
he's
okay
really
with it,
good.
man.
yeah, if you're Kyler Murray, like if you're
good for him.
anything remotely with the Cardinals fan
if you're
base,
the Cardinals, who are the Cardinals? Nobody.
they were close to being relevant
With
before-
Kurt Warner,
Kurt
Larry
Warner,
Fitzgerald,
yeah.
and Anquan Bolden. Like those guys are not walking through that door.
But
Okay,
Kyler Murray,
Kurt Warner is a Hall of Famer, deservedly so.
he can win games on his own. He can. He's done it.
I don't mind it because you have a young, really dynamic. He's still a kid, man. He can still get better. Now he may check out and not want to get better. I think that's kind of a cliche,
Play
though.
baseball.
That quarterbacks are going to do that. Like I don't know. Like you got to sign your quarterback, man. You got to. What are you going to do? You gonna fucking draft another Josh Rosen? You're going to pick up Jimmy G? No, you're going to fucking sign Kyler Murray. He'll smoke those guys easily. He's a far better prospect than his ceiling. His ceiling is 10 times higher.
Yeah.
Who? Justin Fields? Fucking. Who's the kid on the Niners? Like,
Lance,
at least Kyler Murray has shown a lot.
Lance, right? Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, yeah. Thank you. So, I don't mind it. Like to me, you need to tie up that position if you want to be relevant in the NFL. You have to have your quarterback. That's what everybody
you have
says.
to have a quarterback.
You have to have. You have to have your guy.
If you have a stud of a defense, you have no quarterback. You ain't shit. Really.
I mean,
you ain't shit. I mean, there is comparisons to like the Chicago Bears when they went to the Super Bowl against Indianapolis. Who's their fucking quarterback? Rex Grossman. He was garbage. And they went to the Super Bowl. But
you know what?
He was managed.
That's kind of revisionist history because Rex Grossman actually had a really good year that year, and he just had moments in games where he was boneheaded and would throw bad interceptions. But overall, he still had offensive games that year and still threw a lot of touchdowns. It's just everybody likes to kind of revise history and say, "Oh my God, they made it to the Super Bowl with the worst quarterback ever." I mean, no. I mean, he was better than Trent Dilfer when the Bucks, beat when that was Brad Johnson. When the Ravens, the Ravens beat the brakes off of the Giants. I mean, Trent Dilfer did nothing that year. So I don't know.
It can happen here and there.
How do we get Rex Grossman? Kyler Murray is a much better
July sports.
I'll take Kyler Murray over Rex Grossman any day of the week. Obviously, like you gotta lock that kid up because he has shown shown so much potential. Now, does he need to make improvements? Yes. Does he need to play better in the second half of the season? Yes. Does he need to win some playoff games? Absolutely. But he ain't gonna do that for you if you haven't signed him.
Exactly.
So, what are you gonna do? Let him go somewhere else, and then you're the Cardinals, and you're back to having no quarterback because the only guy you've ever had was Kurt Warner at the end of his career.
Yeah,
and that's it.
I think
he had Carson Palmer at the end of his career. Okay, cool, but you're the Cardinals.
It's the crybaby narrative. I can't stand that. He reminds me a lot of LeBron James in the same kind of facet. Like I get that LeBron James is, he thinks he's the GOAT, which, not even close. But it's one of those situations where I don't know. When you're trying to talk about that champion caliber position, I just the way he handled himself in the offseason.
Well, but that's to me. I don't want to go all old man, get off my lawn here. Which you're
not to shit on your point, but
you're kind of doing, by the way.
Hey, by all means, I'll be here.
You are doing it by saying, "Oh, the crybabies, and you got all these millions of dollars, and play for nothing, you fucking idiots." But
give me my money.
But
I shit on two players.
I will say, I think it's kind of a Gen Z phenomenon because it's a negotiating tactic, nothing more.
On Instagram,
so we talked about it with Kevin Durant, right? Kyrie Irving, same thing. It's a negotiation tactic. I think it's kind of the more modern generation, and they're being advised by their agents to do this as well. It's the idea of you scrub your fucking social media, right? Instagram is very powerful. Twitter is very powerful. It's just a new age. It's just a different way of negotiating. Before the way you negotiated was behind closed doors. You would go in and say, you need to get me help or send me to another team. It would be in closed doors, but now it plays out through social media and even regular media to a certain extent, and it's just a new way of negotiating. To me, it's like I see it, I'm like, yeah, he's trying to get a contract, like whatever. I'm like, it's
nonchalantly,
but going back to, we kind of said this about Baker Mayfield too, is that the perception is that he's done something wrong. Look, if all that they've done is be a crybaby to try to get a new contract, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Because you could be Deshaun Watson. You could be I don't know, who's the wide receiver who just killed someone on the Vegas Strip not that long ago?
I don't remember.
He was drunk, DUI, drunk driving.
Yeah.
Are they really doing something wrong? Like LeBron's been a model citizen, but people still hate him because of the perception of his attitude. It's like he's like one of the most well-behaved people in professional athletes ever. It's like, but does that mean you have to like him and like the way he does business? No, but it's just perspective. I think it's perspective of like, I don't really care if he's negotiating a contract. It is what it is. The athletes do it all the time.
That's what they do. Yeah.
And the Cardinals had to lock him up. What else are they gonna do, man? Like,
yeah, makes sense. I agree with it. Makes sense.
Hey, they're the Cardinals.
DeAndre Hopkins can catch a ball from the janitor. I'm pretty convinced, and he was on the Houston for long enough. And I'm pretty sure 2 of the guys were probably the janitor on that team. So,
you know who else could? Larry fucking Fitzgerald, one of the greatest wide receivers ever. He could catch the ball no matter who was throwing it. Matt Leinart, doesn't matter. What did that get the Cardinals? Dick. Unless they had Kurt Warner that could take him to a Super Bowl, or Carson Palmer that could at least get him to the playoffs but couldn't get him to the Super Bowl. If you don't have that,
you gotta have something.
Now, again, yes, Kyler Murray hasn't proven that yet, but you can't watch the guy play and be like, oh, this guy's worthless. No, there's flashes of like, whoa, he can be a really good player if he keeps improving.
He ran into a fucking solid defense. That's all it is, really.
Well,
I think he's going to turn into Joe Flacco. I really do.
Stop it. He's got so much more ability than Joe Flacco. Yeah, he does. Easy. Joe Flacco does have a Super Bowl ring, though.
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
MVP. Yeah, he does.
Sure did.
But then he got his money and checked out. He's like, I'm done. I'm good.
You know, I think we'll get off this topic and talk about money. Talk about millions and millions of dollars.
Favorite money.
Golf money, LIV.
The LIV Tour? Oh,
LIV
shit.
Tour.
That's a surprise. Random question. Huh?
Random question. What do you guys think about the LIV thing controversy going on?
I love golf. I'm a golf fan. I actually do follow the sport.
You don't care? Like me?
Because here's the thing. The regular PGA Tour events are, for the most part, now I'm sure there's some hardcore golf fans who are probably going to now say I'm not a real hardcore golf fan. And you're right, I'm more of a casual fan. The regular PGA Tour events, outside of the Players' Championship and maybe the FedEx playoffs, everything else is a bore. It's pretty much a snooze fest. Like, I really only watch the majors, the 4 majors.
Yeah. I think
and then like the President's Cup, Ryder Cup, those are cool. Mm-hmm. And then like I said, the FedEx Cup playoffs are okay. The Players Championship is cool. And then there's a few PGA Tour events like the Memorial is okay. There's a couple of there's a few that have a little bit more meaning. But for the most part, it's like nobody's watching the fucking John Deere Classic except for like super golf heads. And guess what? A lot of the top players aren't even playing in it in the first place. What do I care if they're on the LIV Tour instead of playing in the John Deere Classic? Like it doesn't matter to me. It just doesn't matter if they're making money over there. Whatever, go do it. But I will say one thing. What I have noticed is that you know how so we've been in sales, right?
No.
Yeah. So one of the things that a good salesman will always teach you is you don't badmouth the competition because all it does is reflect more negatively on you. It makes you look worse than it actually than you're trying to accomplish and making them look bad.
Absolutely.
Right? So I feel like that's what's happening here. Yeah. Like the PGA Tour is trying so hard to shit all over them. It's making them look worse. It's making the PGA Tour look worse. And at the British Open, right, the Open Championship, they kind of played games with the players. Like they put them like in shitty ass tee off times. I'm like, you just seem petty. Like why are you punishing? And Henrik Stenson. Henrik Stenson was supposed to be the Ryder Cup captain. He joined the LIV Tour and they fired him from the Ryder Cup captain and appointed somebody else. It just seems petty to me.
Yeah, they're very petty.
And that's the European Tour, by the way. It has nothing to do with the PGA Tour because the European Tour is who has their own Ryder Cup team. But it just seems petty. Like you're making yourselves look worse by freaking out over the players going to play somewhere else. It's like you're like a jaded girlfriend. Like you're that mad that they're fucking somebody else. Like, I mean, I guess I get it, but at the same time,
sports.
You got plenty of players. Plenty. Rory is waving your fucking flag, PGA. Rory is all over you. He's talking shit on the LIV players. What are you so fucking worried about? I don't know. It doesn't
bother you. No.
As long as they can still play in the majors and still play in the major events,
it's all good. Yeah.
PGA Tour is kind of watered down. Like it's almost like regular season baseball. Like there's too many tournaments. The players are just playing to get a purse. Like it's important to them because they make money if they get through. But as a viewer, it's like, there.
All right.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, let us know. What
July sports.
Yeah. July and March are probably the worst month of sports.
Unless you're a college basketball fan, then March is awesome.
Awesome, but I don't like college basketball.
I think it's just more that reaching for that sense of relevancy too. I mean, everybody's trying to argue for that camera time, and really, right now, if you're not a baseball fan, there really isn't a whole lot going on.
Okay, backtrack one step to the LIV Tour. Okay. So one aspect I can understand a little bit about people not wanting them to go over there is if they because it is state funded, right, by the Saudi government, and so
blood money.
There's a lot of humanitarian issues going on there, right? The Saudi government, is not exactly the most, especially American sensibilities. We don't, we tend to project ourselves in other countries and be that everybody should be like us, and Saudi, the Saudis definitely are not, right? Their rights for their women rights and stuff like that. So I can see, there being a divide there. But like the PGA Tour and the players on it, like just shitting all over the players for like leaving. Again, it still makes them, to me, take the high road, man. Mm-hmm. If you want to appear better and you want to appear like higher up, then take the higher road. It just it makes you seem petty.
I'm not comparing things that the Saudis done in the past, but I think like the Saudi government, they're changing because WWE goes the Saudi Arabia.
Formula One does too. Formula One has a championship race there every year.
So, but I'm talking about when WWE went there. I don't know. This is like 5-6 years ago. They didn't allow women there, right?
Yeah.
Women's wrestling wasn't allowed, and then over time, the next 2-3 years, they finally allowed like a woman commentator, and then now there's been 2 or 3 women's matches on there. Hence, so they have to be all covered up.
Yes,
but they're
so you're saying there's a slow shift, very slow, because they still can't show their fucking ankles.
They still got to be covered up, but they're there. They're there at least,
Do you see how he sneakily brought it back to the WWE?
Just to end the segment.
Well played, sir.
You're welcome.
Not really.
It's experienced broadcasting right there.
On that note,
I think we'll end sports segment there. Right? Yeah. End it there. Hopefully,
the Saudis. Let's keep talking about the Saudis.
I need another.
We got 45 more days until.
I thought you were gonna say we got like 45 more segments or something. I was like, holy shit.
40, maybe 46 when this drops. 45 more days until NFL season kickoff. Not counting preseason. Thursday night kickoff. So we're ramping up. So hopefully next time we talk about sports, we're talking football. Cheers to you. We'll got more segment coming. That sounded fucking horrible.
We're coming on the next segment.
We'll got more segment coming for you next. Even your laugh is blurry.
I'll leave that.
Oh shit.